Before I start this video, I want to address the issue that all these opinions are mine, and if you have anything different, then that's alright. I will respect your opinion if you can respect mine. And with further ado, let's get on with the video. Thank you for understanding. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a video which follows on from my unpopular opinions book tag, and it's called Sacrilege Book Opinions. These are just a few opinions that I have been having that roll around in here, and I feel the need to get them out because they're just... Yep, so let's go. My first sacrilege opinion is that I prefer paperbacks over hardback books. I know that sounds strange to believe since the majority of people like hardbacks, but I like paperbacks because they're cheap, they're much lighter than hardbacks, and they're easier to just put in your bag and take anywhere. And yeah, I really do like it. Plus, I think that some of the covers for paperback versions are sometimes better than hardback versions. I know some of the covers that I have in paperback are now discontinued in hardback, so that's why I like paperbacks more than hardbacks. Yeah. Another thing that really just bugs me inconsistently on a daily basis is when people say, "Oh, you've read the third book and haven't read the first two books? What's wrong with you?" Now, if you're in a scenario where you've picked up this book, it does not say it's the third or the second or the third or whatever book on the cover, and nowhere on the book does it say book 1, book 2, book 3, and you just read it and then you realise it's the third book, that is okay. If you want to pick up the 14th book in a 16-book series and just start reading it without reading all the other books, that is okay. You do not have to read 1, 2, 3, 4. I know half the time that I read books and I accidentally pick up the second book or the third book, I go into it knowing nothing and I find enjoying it much more. And sometimes when people are like, "Oh, well, this is a series where you've got to read all the books," that's your opinion. This is my opinion. I think that if you can just pick up a book, no matter in what series it is, and if it's the third book or the second book or whatever, and you just read it without knowing nothing, that is a great feeling to go in and just explore, dive headfirst into this world. I did it several times with several books, and if I read the third book, which turns out to be the final book, then I can get to read the first two books as prequels. So it's okay if you pick up a book accidentally and read and find out it's the last book. Don't panic. Don't, go find the first two books. Just read it. If you're excited about this book, read it. It doesn't matter what type of book it is. It might be a standalone. You might just pick up a standalone. But if you're excited and you want to read it, just read it. That is it. That's all. Hands up if you're neutral on a particular book. Anyone? If you have hand raised, good job. If not, why? I am very much neutral on a lot of books that I don't particularly find enjoyable. For example, I'm neutral on Twilight. I tried to read it, but I couldn't get into it. But I don't hate it. It's not like it's a bad thing. If you like it, that's fine. But I'm just very neutral on that book. I don't like it. I don't hate it, but I don't like it. But I don't love it. I'm just in that neutral space, and I feel that sometimes people think that it's not okay to be neutral on books. It is okay to be neutral on any particular book or series. If someone is saying, "Hey, check this out, I love it," and you're like, "Yeah, I've checked it out, but I don't really like it, I'm not really into it," and they'll go, "Oh!" It is okay for a person to have a neutral opinion on a book or series that they themselves are not particularly into. And it's okay to be neutral on authors or TV shows or whatever else. You don't have to like something, you don't have to directly dislike something. There shouldn't be this like-dislike thing. There's neutral on anything. And I love that I'm so neutral on some things because it allows me to listen to people who love Twilight and explain to me why. And I can just be like, "Okay, you present some good points. Here are my points." That is so fun, and I feel like people are just like, you have to love it or you have to hate it. There's no in between. Yes, there is an in between, and most of the times I'm in between on books. You know, most of the time I watch reviews for books that I'm particularly interested in, and I will skip past the spoiler-free section and spoil myself. Why? Because it's a review of a book. I like to know about the pacing, I like to learn about the characters. And may I sometimes spoil big things that I might have a better reaction to? Possibly, but if it saves me $20, I'll do it all the time. And that's another thing. People who say or don't watch past this point if you haven't read the book, if I'm watching a review, I will watch to the end. And most of the time, I forget like half of the spoilers that are mentioned in the book anyway if I don't pick it up. So it's win-win situation, really. And that, my friends, is end of episode 1 of my sacrilege book opinions. If you agree with anything that I've stated or would like to, or disagree and would like to discuss, please leave a comment down below. As always, like, favourite, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!